over in Chicago, since he wants me to address the people that die, whether you are young or you're old, over in Chicago, and Chicago is really just the beginning of it, right? Because Chicago, because they have a greater population of YNs, and it's not just YNs in the black community, it's also in Hispanic communities and Latino communities and different communities inside of Chicago. But Chicago is almost like the poster child for what happens in an urban community that then votes liberal, and at the same time they want you to defund the police, and they want you to support illegal migrants inside of the community while operating at a budget deficit and always choosing a black leader because they need somebody that looks like them instead of a person that does the best job. But Chicago was not alone, because if you went over to St. Louis, I covered it over on Anton Daniels' channel. If you go over to different parts of the Bronx in New York, if you went over to Philly, if you went over to Albany, if you went over to any of these places and you looked and you observed of what happened over the holiday weekend, of how many bodies dropped. And let me tell you how we know that bodies are going to drop in the community. Let me tell you how much we know that life is not valued in the community. Again, it's not about a tornado or flash flooding or an earthquake. These are self-inflicted wounds. These are people that say, listen, you sitting in the car, I don't like you. Hey, let me call the homies. We strapped up. Let me go and let eight shots, 10 shots, 12 shots, 20 shots off at people. I can't support something when people decide to kill themselves. It's very difficult for me to support something when people decide to kill themselves.
Unfortunately, more violence in the city. So far, at least 40 people have been shot and 6 killed across Chicago this 4th of July weekend. Some neighborhood residents walked the track at Avalon Park, unaware just hours earlier gun violence claimed the life of a teenage girl while wounding a man there.
I'm always shocked.
So, would you like for me to address gun violence, killing a teenage girl, and shots ringing? Because I know that you asked me to address it, Melvin, so I'm going to address it. What is it that I should be having having flowers, a celebration about gun markers over in Chicago and a teenage girl that shot in a park? We're not even talking about guys or gang members. A teenage girl, a child shot in the park in Chicago. Over, and they're still tallying the bodies because we only got it. This is a day old, so we didn't even get the full tally. Over 44 people were shot. 6 of them were killed. So 38 survived, but they just got wounds. But the intention was to kill them too. What is it that you would like for me to say positive about the community right now?
That the things that's happening in this area, but again, I'm getting used to it at the same time. So.
He's used to it. You see that? He's used to it. We're numb to it. We're used to it. We're numb to it. This is normal. Not a big deal. We're going to blame the white man. We're going to blame the system. We're going to blame gentrification. We're going to blame illegal migrants. We're going to blame everybody for the fact that y'all be protesting the smallest thing, and your own kids is killing each other inside of the streets.
But it is heartbreaking.
Just before 11 p.m. Friday night, investigators say gunfire erupted in the park located in the 1200 block of East 83rd Street on the city's south side. Police say 16-year-old Mia Smith died of a bullet wound to the throat, while a 35-year-old man was hit in the leg after an attacker approached them on foot and opened fire.
Look
in
at all
the
of the
hours
markers.
to follow, there would be 2 new mass shootings. The first within the city's back of the yards neighborhood, leaving 7 people wounded. It happened near 48th and Justine just after 11 o'clock. That's when witnesses say 2 gunmen walked up to a crowd and started shooting. The 4 women injured range in age from 21 to 27 years old and were seriously or critically hurt, along with a 21-year-old and a 29-year-old man. A 42-year-old man also remains hospitalized. Another attack on the group happened near the Cook County Criminal Courts building, and Investigators say 4 men were sitting in a car near 27th and California when another vehicle pulled up and someone inside started shooting. The men, who range in age from 25 to 33 years old, each suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Street pastor and anti-violence activist Dr. Donovan Price says he's concerned about what feels like an uptick in gun violence.
Sometimes it's about plain evil, and as long as people have guns, they're going to use them whenever they get angry. It's a tool of convenience, of angry convenience.
ABC 7 is tracking.
Now, you're right, Victory Podcast. It wasn't like one mass shooting. It was the police doing zigzags all across the entire city. Hey, man, somebody killed over there. Somebody shot over here. Somebody shot over there. Somebody shot. See, what the black community learned is that the way that they prevent it from being labeled a mass shooting is that you just commit the crimes in different places. If you do it all in one place, then it'll be considered a mass shooting. But if you do 20 shootings in 20 different places with 44 victims and 6 people die, it's not really a big deal. It's not going to be covered by Fox News. It's not going to be covered by CNN. The only way that you get these type of stories is if you go local. So I have to go and see, hey, man, what's happening in St. Louis? What's happening in Chicago? What's happening in Milwaukee? What's happening in Little Haiti? What's going on in the Bronx? What's happening in Cleveland? What's going on in Detroit? What's going on in Atlanta, right? That's the only way that you get these stories is you got to go to the local. National don't address these issues. It's not really that big of a deal.
Tracking holiday weekend shootings from the morning of Thursday, July 3rd at midnight to the evening of Sunday, July 6th at 11:59 p.m. At least 44 people have been shot, resulting in 6 homicides, a concern to some Chicagoans fearful about their safety.
I have 2 sons, and I'm very concerned about them. I have 2 brothers, one that was murdered and one that was shot.
See, that is normal. She got 2 sons. She didn't say that they had a father in their life. She had 2 relatives. Listen.
And I'm very concerned about them. I have 2 brothers, one that was murdered and one that was shot.
This is normal. This is normal. I have 2 brothers, one that was murdered and one that was shot. Not a husband, not a father in their life. 2 sons out here in the streets, concerned that they may even get into it because mama ain't at home and they got to raise themselves and they in the streets. One brother shot, one brother killed. It's just, no, this is normal, not a big deal. It's normal. This is normal. This is our culture. Bless up. And then we got the nerve to say somebody ain't invited to the barbecue. What? What? It's certain parts of my city of Detroit that is thriving. It is booming. But then there's times where if you don't take the freeway, for example, you have to go through certain areas and certain hoods. That's less than ideal. I'll give you an example. Let's say, for those of you that are in Detroit, in the Metro Detroit area, let's say, for example, that you decide you want to take that Woodward cruise down all the way to downtown, right? And downtown, don't get me wrong, is phenomenal. Sherwood Forest is phenomenal. Chandler Park is, well, maybe not. Chandler Park is it's iffy. Sherwood Forest, Boston Edison District, a lot of different places, right? Indian Village, all of these places. But let's say you want to take a cruise. You don't want to take the freeway. You want to take a cruise. I'm jumping in my 96 Impala. I want to take the cruise. I'm going straight down. I got to get through Highland Park. I got to get through Highland Park. Once you pass 6 Mile, right? And you going down Woodward, you pass 6 Mile, you're gonna see a strip club on the right-hand side. That's how you know you hit Highland Park. You're gonna see I don't know what they call it now. It's Deja Vu. If you go down that street a little bit further, it's gonna be Minjo's. It used to be a Minjo's down there. Minjo's was the gay club, like it was the male gay club down the street, right? You're gonna pass Minjo's, but if you keep going, right, you're gonna see all of the things. You're gonna see a Popeye's chicken, you're gonna see the hair salon, the cheap shoes. Then you're gonna see a what do you call it? What's the name of that store? Like with the cheap clothing and stuff. I forgot what the name of it is. And then you're going to see a gas station, a Pizza Hut, the hood place. You're going to see the weed place. And you're going to see a burn down building over here. And if you go further enough, you get through. You go through about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles down the road. You back in the safe zone, baby. City Trends. Yep, you're going to see a City Trends. You back in the safe zone, baby. Radmatic says, what's wrong with Highland Park? Everything. 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 People don't know, Detroit has 2 cities that's inside of the city. So let's say you got this one big circle, and then you take another city and you put it there, and you take another city and you put it there. Now, Hamtramck, you don't have these problems, even though they don't necessarily make a whole lot of money either. But in Highland Park, that's the hood, that's the black community. Nope.
So it's affected me personally.
So it's unfortunate. Brandon Johnson would have you guys to believe that crime is down in the city. I know for a fact that the way that they report crime is different, so they will make it seem like crime is down, but this ain't nothing but The Wire. What's up, Just Montina? This is nothing but The Wire. So the way that the black community knows, and let me bring y'all up to speed, the way that the black community knows that it is going to be hell and high water to pay, and this is the honest to God truth. Do you know how we know when the bodies are about to drop? Nope, the gangs ain't giving you a warning. Nope, it ain't got nothing to do with some kind of signal. The police ain't pulling up and all of that stuff. The way that we know that the bodies are about to drop in the black community is that it gets warm outside. That first warm day in the spring, it's over.